What's up, y'all boys? It's back again with another video. Surprise! Listen, bro. It's March. It's International Women's Month. And I think it was just International Women's Day. And I stumbled upon this video of Piers Morgan having something to say about it. I felt like it was pretty interesting. I wanted to share it with y'all to see what y'all think. So let's get into it.
And Sir Keir Starmer, who's leader of the opposition Labour Party here, was talking about protections for women in Parliament today, and yet he refuses to say what a woman is. Where are we with this?
That's something that you see a lot, bro. They've been asking these politicians, they ask these activists, what is a woman? Tell me what a woman is. And they either can't answer, or they say a woman is whatever you want a woman to be. Which is kind of dumb. But the reason that I'm answering is because if they say a biological female, that's excluding the people that identify as women. And they don't want to exclude them. Right? So that's what it comes down to.
How has it come that leaders of parties in countries like the UK, and we see a lot of it in America as well, just won't say what a woman is?
Well, first of all, I have to apologize to you because all of this wokeness originates here in the United States of America, and then we export it to you in the UK.
Yes, you're to blame.
So we started this really in America. Yes, we are. You know, the wokeness.
Something that's funny about Tomi Lahren, I think she lost her show or lost a position at some place. I forgot what it's called. Because she's like a right-wing conservative commentator. She's really big, like a couple years ago. As a matter of fact, this is the first time I've seen her in a long time. She lost her position because her stance on abortion, she was pro-choice instead of pro-life, right? It's funny how, depending on what side, every side does this. Every side has groupthink, right? So she's Republican, conservative, whatever. The fact that she didn't agree with them on abortion, the fact that she wasn't pro-life, they pretty much X'd her ass out. That's tough, bruh. It goes to show you, Democrat, Republican, liberal, conservative, whatever. If you don't go along with what the majority say, they don't fuck with you. But yeah, I don't really like her though.
An actual feminist should be really pissed off about it.
Well, as a feminist, I am. I recently interviewed Angelica, the Prime Minister, Rishi Sunak, and I asked him this question, which seems to stump many other leaders. Here's the clip.
All right, let's see.
What is a woman? We know that Nicholas...
Oh, you know where I seen him before? There you go. This is what they made this nigga look like. Boom. Boom, that's him. Boom. Boom, that's him. Yo. Rishi Sunak
can't answer that. We know Keir Starmer can't answer that. You're the British Prime Minister. What is a woman?
Yeah, of course I know what a woman is. Adult human female.
It's not difficult, is it?
Oh, he said it.
I mean, that is what a woman is.
I mean, I don't know why you're
surprised he said
obsessed
it.
with defining it. Like, what is a man? Like, why do we need these arbitrary...
A man is a male adult human. I mean, that's it.
Right, OK, I don't know that we need
These are just biological facts, but they're just facts. They're not arguable
definitions.
points, are they?
But I think we have a right to self-identify. And you said
As
you
what?
want to...
As what?
If you'd like to be a woman, you can identify as a woman. I don't know why there is such an issue around
We've
that.
literally just seen a male rapist use that scam to get himself put into a female prison where he could attack vulnerable women inside a female prison, when even his ex-wife said it was all a scam.
Which is a terrible, very distressing, isolated incident. And I think it's easy to take...
That's the thing. There's a couple different incidents like that. That's the thing, bro. That's what people talk about. When you accept one thing, it opens the door for other things. So it's not even... If you want to be have a more charitable stance with it, right? Okay, it's okay to accept it, right? But you can't act like the other shit that comes with it isn't gonna come with it. What these people like to do is accept it and just act like, oh yeah, there's nothing else. No, there's gonna be people that try to take advantage of it. There's gonna be people that try to take advantage of other people because of it. Just like I said, male prisoner in a female prison. And now they're getting pregnant. What do you think was gonna happen, bruh? Come on.
Take that.
And then when you bring it up, oh, it's just one isolated incident. No, bruh, no.
that means that no one can identify as a woman, and
But
that's
it's not an
that's
isolated
fair.
incident, though.
But it's
42% of trans-identifying prisoners in prison are in there for sex crimes. There's actually an advantage, evidently, to identifying as a female, because they never identify
Damn, 42% down.
as male, because somehow male prisons seem less appealing to them. It's really weird. Anyway, but
Is it
that's actually happening right now.
limitless, this self-identity?
It's not totally limitless.
What's the limit?
When you're talking about International Women's Day, I don't know why we take the conversation around International Women's Day and make it about this.
But if anyone,
there's so many benefits.
right? But if
to having
anyone,
a day.
according to you, can identify as a woman, anyone can, right?
I don't see a problem with
Just
someone-
literally put their hand up and say, "I'm a woman."
But it's not an easy thing to do, to go out into
Actually,
the
it's
world.
incredibly
It's very easy.
Incredibly easy.
You might think it's easy to say, but to decide to do that, to say
What
this
does
is
doing
who,
it involve?
whatever that person decides, but to
Does
go
it
out
involve
into the
makeup?
world and say I don't identify as perhaps the sex I
So
was
why
born
can't
as,
I
it's not-
identify? Okay, why can't I identify as a black lesbian?
Well, firstly, I mean, it was.
Well, I'm serious. I'm serious. If I can identify,
Yo, bro. She could have held it together, bro. I wouldn't have been able to either. I've been cracking up. I've been in that bitch cracking up. Like, bro, oh my gosh, bro. That's crazy.
as anything, without any need to prove I'm actually what that is.
I
Why
think-
can't I on International Women's Day say I'm Piers Morgan, I'm a black lesbian?
I think taking it to a kind of absurd
Why,
status.
why is it
where-
absurd, though? Because there's niggas that look just like Piers Morgan that say, and they just got a wig on, and lipstick, and earrings, in a dress that look just like him. That's not absurd. But him saying, okay, I'm a black lesbian. What's absurd with that? Which is pretty much saying, oh, I'm a man that says he's a woman who still likes to have sex with women. So I keep my man parts.
I think
We're
that's
talking
what.
about quite a
With
strong
respect, I
physical
think that
change.
you'd already opened the absurdity door by saying it is limitless. You can do what you like. Anyone can say, I'm a woman. So I simply ask you, why can't I?
I mean, this point.
You know what I want to see? I want to see Piers Morgan have like a trans activist or just a trans person in general come on his show and see what they say. Let's have a conversation with them. And even though not all trans people even think the same thing anyway, so I like to see someone on there that kind of leans more on his side and someone that's like not on his side. And maybe someone that's a little more neutral. I don't even want to say lean on his side because anyone with common sense go lean on his side. You know what I mean, bro? It's tough.
It kind of ridicules trans people to an extent.
Actually, I think what you said ridicules trans people. Because actually, people who go through the full process of transition, who actually go through what we used to call a sex change, which I don't think you can muck around with original biology, but those who actually go through surgical procedure over a number of years, I've got great respect for that very difficult journey they go on. I had zero respect for people who just wallop their hand up and go, suddenly, I'm a woman and I want all the rights that a woman has and I want to compete, say, in sport. I'm a 6'4" athlete, sprinter, swimmer, whatever, who's competed very mediocrely in male sport. I now want to come in and crush women in swimming pools and in sprint.
That's the thing, bro. Listen, we've talked about this a couple times, right? Gender dysphoria is a real thing. It's a mental condition, okay? These people were born and there's something in their brain, maybe a chemical imbalance, something, I don't know. But something in their brain is telling them that they feel like they're in the wrong body. And that is a terrifying thing to go through. To just feel not okay with yourself and it feels like nothing can stop it, right? It's, you know, similar to people with bipolar, people with schizophrenia. There's something, it's the basis that there's something that they can't control. Okay, I've seen it all the time, bro. I work with people with mental illness, bro. I see it all the time. People literally fighting with demons, where they're trying to kill you and claw your eyes out in 1 minute, and the next minute they're all buddy hi, you know, he hi. You want to go for a walk? You want to go to the park? You want to play basketball? I've seen it, bro. So it's a real thing that people do go through, but now that we're in this era of acceptance, diversity, inclusion, all that shit, we're just accepting everything and not questioning nothing. And now we're giving special attention to people that feel like they're victims, right? And when it comes to the attention, we're in the attention economy. Social media, TikTok, all that type of shit. So for kids, see that this one kid is getting attention for saying that he's gay or he's bisexual, he's pansexual, or he's demisexual, he's omnisexual, he's whatever, or he's trans. Other kids be like, dang, I want that attention too. And what kids are usually the most confused ones when it comes to stuff like that, and the more attention-seeking ones? Little girls. That's why it's really a lot of little girls that be buying into this shit, bro. It's a social contagion. It is what it is. And it's like now it's just muddying the waters, because there's actual people who are transgender, right? Even though, to be honest, I feel like all of it is strange. You know, honestly, I just feel it's all strange. But it's mental condition. Of course it's going to be strange. You know what I'm saying? It's not the average. It's not the regular human makeup. But, you know, now you got people that aren't really what they are saying they are, and they're going through these changes, and they're confusing themselves, and their lives continue to be miserable because they fucking alter their entire being. They're taking drugs that fuck up their bodies, right? Puberty blockers, all that shit. Pretty much chemical castration. And it's like, all you needed was maybe some therapy. All you needed was maybe some attention. All you needed was maybe something to focus on. And I'm not talking about actual trans people who actually have the condition. I'm talking about the people that just start buying into it and it's not really them for real. That's how you get motherfuckers like this lady who is trying to, you know, justify it. Nope.
Events and break all their records, perhaps irrevocably, just by saying, I'm a woman. I think that is the absurdity you were talking about. My response was to say, well, if it's limitless, why can't I then say whatever I want to say? And you say immediately, as I knew you would, well, that's ridiculous. But my point is, you were being ridiculous.
Well, that's your opinion. You can think I'm ridiculous, but I don't think you can say, well, it has to...
I don't know why I am, but you're not.
I don't think you have to say it's post-op is the only way that someone's allowed to identify as trans.
The original standard
the
original standard for being transgender was being diagnosed with gender dysphoria, which is a legitimate condition. And now it's been, however way you feel. So if you feel on Tuesday you're a woman and on Thursday you're a pizza, that's perfectly valid. But to you, that's ridiculous. And I want to know why that is ridiculous. We should be talking about actual women on International Women's Day. That's not crazy.
I mean, I agree. I think, but your idea of an actual woman...
chromosomes.
It's an adult female. It's not difficult.
The chromosomes are a pretty good indication.
I don't think you have to be biologically female to identify
Then
as
you
a
are
woman.
wrong, because then I can identify as a fox.
Yep.
Yeah.
But again, it's a kind of absurd point.
How many? Well, let me ask you this.
Damn, but they cooking her, bro. They cooking her. Maybe they should have got a second person for her. But they wouldn't cooking both of them.
How many genders are there?
2.
There are 2 genders.
Oh.
Wow. So you don't believe in transgenders at all?
Well, I think there are...
Whoa, hang on. Whoa. There are 2 genders?
Well, it's taught in...
Well, you say, well... You've literally just launched this huge defence of transgenderism. Now you've eradicated it.
I think there's...
If there are 2 genders...
Hey, man, shut up. Let her talk. Fuck. Damn. You made the point. Let her talk. Fuck.
Female, right?
There's gender fluidity. I will...
Fluid between what?
Between what?
Between different identities, and we can choose different identities.
You see how difficult this is, though?
But it is difficult, but I think making...
But it's not difficult until
oh, my gosh. Let her talk. Let her talk. Damn, Piers, let her talk. Fuck.
BBC has done teaching videos.
Even though I agree with Piers. But it made me mad. Let her say what she got to say. So that, okay, then you can respond, rebuttal, or whatever. Or add to what she's saying. If you're just cutting her off, now it's just, okay, now it looks like you're just picking on her type shit. Like, bro, we get it. Let her talk. And then you can make your case. Now you're just coming off as if you're just talking over some lady, bro. On International Women's Day. Jeez. Yeah, but no cap though, whatever that lady, when she goes back, bro, her colleagues, her ideological peers, they finna cook her ass alive.
12-year-olds, where they say there are 100 genders. One of them was astrogender, which is an affinity with the stars and the galaxy. My response to that, on the last show I did, was to say, well, in that case, I identify as a two-spirit penguin. I was then told I was being ridiculous, but I made the same point. The ridiculousness is the BBC teaching kids there are 100 genders. There aren't. It is absurd. Bring back Tommy Lehran, who I imagine is hyperventilating over there in America. Tommy, I mean, look, I don't see why, if it's limitless, I can't just say I'm Piers Morgan, I'm a black lesbian, because that is where limitless self-identity takes us. It means that male rapists can say they're women and get into female prisons. It means I can say I'm a two-spirit penguin or a black lesbian, and why can't I? Because that is where it takes you.
Well, it certainly does, and I think you just had the perfect argument there. It's impossible to define, and it's impossible to stand up for, because it's a mockery of what actual people are. And furthermore, going back to children, when this happens at a young age, when you start trying to convince kids that they don't know what gender they are, or they're born in the wrong body at 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old.
Yep. There's a bunch of stories of, and normally when I've seen it, well, I've seen it a couple times with same-sex couples and male and female couples, male and female couples. They was like putting that shit on 2-year-old, 3-year-old, 4-year-olds, 1-year-olds, bro. Like, how the fuck you put a gender identity on a baby that can't even crawl yet? A baby that can't even read or write yet. Mother can't even speak English yet, and you're putting a whole identity on them? Insane!
That's child abuse. All right? Gender-affirming care wherein you only tell somebody they can be whatever they want to be regardless of their biology at a young age, that is child abuse. It's happening in the UK, it's happening in the US, and this is making room for groomers to groom young people, to confuse the heck out of them.
I think they banned that word now,
make them
groomers.
not know what they are, so that they can take advantage and exploit them. Now, I want to be very clear here. This is not the mainstream LGBTQ movement. There are a lot of conservatives that even support that movement. This is a radical agenda made by groomers, and they don't want you to call them groomers, which is a perfect example of why they are groomers. This is what we're doing, is to confuse young people, to confuse all people, to make them dumber, make them confused as to what they are. It's a mockery of women's rights. It's a mockery of human rights.
Yeah.
And we should no longer be having the discussion.
And you end up with scandals like the Tavistock Clinic here in London, in the UK, where they were basically mutilating children, young, kids, teenagers, mutilating their bodies.
Let's skip ahead, because it's saying the same shit.
Can't stand me. I don't like her, right? It's like fire and water. But on this issue, I've not seen a word she said that is transphobic. I've just heard her go, I want to support and protect women's rights. For that, she's been unbelievably hounded, abused, attempts to counter.
All right, well, y'all got the gist of it. If y'all want to see the rest of the video, it's on Piers Morgan's page. It's getting kind of long. And we get the gist. We're not gonna sit here and watch this whole thing. But hey, man, if that was the video, I hope y'all enjoyed it. Maybe got something out of it. Maybe be like, oh my gosh, finally someone is saying something that I agree with. Probably. I appreciate the love, support, and everything, bro. Every view counts. Every like counts. Every comment counts. I fuck with y'all, bro. We just on here just trying to speak our minds, speak the truth, bro, and learn along the way. Until the next time, I'll catch y'all. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, comment, hit the notification bell down below. Hit the links down below. Download TubeBuddy if you're up incoming creator. TubeBuddy has a lot of tools that are very helpful to see like stats and data and help you with tags, all that type of shit. And yeah, appreciate you.